Chapter 1, Fucking Fairy Problems. Flit fucking McSpriggs slammed his tiny mug onto the sticky, ale-soaked surface of the rusty tankard's bar and let out a sigh so dramatic that even the half-conscious drunk slumped beside him twitched. He had been here for hours, drowning his sorrows in acorn-brewed fairy whiskey, which was, quite frankly, a disgrace to alcohol everywhere. But it was the only thing they served in a town that didn't trust winged nuisances, as the bartender had so eloquently put it when Flit first fluttered in and asked for something that didn't taste like a squirrel's piss. But Flit wasn't in a position to argue. He was broke. He was exiled. And, most tragically, he was soberer than he wanted to be. The Rusty Tankard wasn't exactly the classiest establishment, even by mortal standards. A dimly lit, poorly ventilated shithole that smelled like sweat, spilled ale, and bad decisions, it was the kind of place where fights broke out over spilled drinks, unpaid debts, or simply because someone breathed too loudly. The patrons were a mix of grimy humans, pissed-off dwarves, and a few particularly shady goblins whispering in a corner about something that almost certainly involved smuggling, murder, or both. A pair of orcs arm-wrestled in the back, shaking the whole damn floor with their grunts, while an elven bard played an off-key lute tune that made Flit consider committing his first homicide of the evening. It wasn't that Flit hated music. He hated bad music, and this was some royal, elf-ass, watered-down, deer-frolicking, tree-hugging bullshit that made him want to drink until his ears bled. But as much as he wanted to cause a scene, he had bigger problems, like the fact that he had nowhere to sleep tonight. The barkeep had already warned him that if he tried to pass out on the bar again, he'd be swatted out the door with a broom like an oversized moth. Not that Flit couldn't hold his liquor, he fucking could. But sometimes, when he drank too much, his wings got a little unreliable, and the last time he tried flying to a bed after a heavy night of drinking, he ended up crashing through a baker's window and waking up inside a baguette. So, for now, he was trying to pace himself, which was fucking boring. "Another," he grumbled, shoving his empty thimble-sized mug toward the bartender. The man, a burly, balding human with a beer belly large enough to qualify as a separate entity, squinted down at him. "You got money, Pixie?" "For the last time, I'm a fucking fairy, you bearded onion!" Flit scowled, rummaging through the tiny pouch at his waist and tossing a couple of shiny beetle wings onto the bar. "That's good currency in the fairy kingdom." "This ain't the fucking fairy kingdom, is it?" The bartender grunted, clearly unimpressed. "Got any real coin?" Flit hesitated, then patted his pockets like a man searching for loose change and praying to the gods of bar tabs. "I will have coin, soon." "Yeah, well, you ain't drinking on credit, you winged little shit. Either pay up or get lost." Flit sighed, leaning dramatically on the rim of his mug, wings twitching in frustration. He needed a fucking plan. He could try stealing some coin, but the last time he did that, he ended up getting swatted into a horse trough by an angry farmer. He could gamble, but fairies weren't exactly known for their poker faces, and he had the unfortunate habit of talking too much shit during games, which often resulted in a violent, chair-breaking end. He could work for money, but... no, absolutely fucking not. Before he could come up with something that didn't involve immediate bodily harm, the door to the tavern slammed open with the kind of force that meant only one thing: trouble. A tall, shadowy figure stood in the doorway, backlit by the glow of the street lanterns outside. The conversations in the tavern hushed slightly, tension crackling in the air. Flit squinted. The man was wearing a tattered dark cloak, the kind of shit that screamed, "I am either a mysterious rogue or a complete fucking edgelord."